All right, everybody, welcome into the Bettor In-Laws podcast. It is week 13. It's a very special edition of the Bettor In-Laws podcast. Very special edition. As this time last year, Matt, who did we welcome on this very week? Who did we welcome
Well,
on the show?
we welcomed one Joe Murray to the show, so we've done the same
Well,
today.
the tradition continues. Joe Murray is with us again on Thanksgiving week. Joe Murray, how the hell are you?
A tradition unlike any other.
Yes, the
That's
second
right.
year in a row. You got it.
Better Thanksgiving with the Bettor In-Laws.
Yeah, right.
Are you guys spending Thanksgiving together?
We are, yeah. I do like a twofer. We like alternate dinner and dessert between here and then my dad's. So we're doing dinner at my dad's this year and then dessert back here, but nobody gives a shit about that. But yes, we are together and we watch football and we dabble and we drink and it's a great day. Great day all around.
Great day.
So
Well, hopefully you guys get into like an argument about something.
Yeah, we will.
we might today. We might today.
I just saw his card. I think we're going to get in a disagreement.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. So Joe, we don't look at our likes until like right before the pod. So that's kind of the routine here. So we're seeing like our likes for the first time today. So this isn't anything we planned or anything like that. That's just how we do the podcast. We just do it on the fly in terms of our picks. We react that way. So that's pretty much the formula here. So Matt and I have a few disagreements, apparently. That's what Matt thinks. So
Well, we're not against each other. We're not head to head in anything, but
yeah. I'm actually seeing a couple of double likes here, Matthew. So what the hell
we
are you
do have
talking
that. We get that, but there's some of your picks I think I lean against.
Okay.
We'll see.
So
We'll chat.
it's a different setup here this week, obviously with one Joe Murray, but on top of that, we're gonna do picks from every Thanksgiving game, all three of them. And Matt, I don't think we're gonna do a tally of them for our official standings, or do you want to do that and be risky?
Be risky.
You want to include them?
I love one game. One game is my favorite game in the whole slate.
Okay.
Maybe, second favorite. Behind my best bet.
Okay. So we'll pick every Thanksgiving game and then we'll do the normal format of the podcast in terms of likes, the rest, and best bets. Before we do that, Joe, how's the night show going, buddy? How are you? I never see you anymore, obviously.
I know I work nights, so basically from 4 to midnight I am unavailable. And then when people ask me during the week, hey, you want to like hang out? You want to do something? I'm like, do you not realize that I am not available?
Yeah, so that's going to be a huge adjustment for you. I know that you are the hardest working man in radio and you've gone to all different time ranges, whether it's the morning, middays, you name it, throughout the entire day. You've been bouncing around, but now you're consistently at night. So has that like negatively impacted your social life, or do you not give a shit about that? Do you have a show? Like, is it tough?
I like doing nights because it gives me a lot of stuff to do during the day. But what I'm in the trenches of doing is I'm betting on games every night. So
so you're in the studio just firing off quick bets.
Well, now, I mean, you guys know now the sports betting thing's no longer over and under and who's going to cover the spread. You know, it's rushing yards and player props and like I hate same game parlays. Like there are these people I know who make 6 every day, and it's like, dude, if you just bet these things individually, think about how well you do. So it kind of drives me nuts. But for the most part, though, yeah, like I've been dipping my toe in the Bruins goals and over under shots in the third period. I've been fading the Bruins in the third period to score a goal. It's been working for weeks. So
love that.
Or just pounding the over, at least to start. Maybe not lately.
On something. Yeah. So I mean, like the Celtics roll first half. You want to bet the Celtics first half, but that's the thing. I'm and then I'm watching the other game. So realistically, I think I'm betting more than ever, but like not as degenerate as I used to by just leaving it to weekends,
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you still dealing exclusively with Mr. Pickle, or are you venturing into these other sports
Uh,
books, if you will, if that offer those same game parlays that are baity as shit?
what I like about the apps is that even though you might dude, I go through Mr. Pickles, it's minimum $250 bet. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when you go on these apps, you can do. I mean, $25 is probably the lowest for me. So at least if I just got action, 25. So I at least like the fact that you can control the action. Plus,
Yeah.
whatever you put into that app, you're not getting back. So it's like with the book, it's like, oh, geez, whatever it is at the end of the week, it's either you pay up or you get paid. So
Right.
yeah, it's still both, but I will tell you though, some of the odds are better on the app at times, compared to
Yeah.
local. I don't know who the locals are still using offshore accounts, or odds.
Yeah, I mean Matt's one of these guys, and a lot of people do this, who they bounce across every single sports book out there. He's got all the friggin' apps, but he plays the best number, and that's the way to do it. I don't do that because I don't have the patience for that, and I know that's a fault of my own. That's not the smart way to do it. The smart way to do it is what Matt's doing, is just get the best possible number and play it at said sports book. I can't balance all the friggin' apps, dude. Like I'm
It's
lucky to
one,
have
it's
two apps, dude.
couple sites like the lines, like Wager Talk's got a good one. Like you can see out there, and then it's really just shopping through like
Yeah.
your underground guys that you use.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'll give
looking
you
at
one.
those
I
quickly.
I took I took someone to score a goal, and I think I got it at plus 230, but it was like plus 350 on FanDuel.
Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
That's what I mean. Like I don't. I wish I searched, but yeah. I mean, I guess that they're dramatically off on some of the. I just don't. Yeah, I don't have enough time.
I
they're
feel like
dramatically off, but I can also tell you like FanDuel's got the best player prop odds. Like there's
they
no
do.
question. If you
Yeah.
want to do like anytime touchdowns, FanDuel's going to give you the best odds
Um,
90% of the time.
Last night I was kind of surprised by this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I hit a Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown for plus 180. I was like, that seems kind of high. Like I figured that would be like plus 125, 130. I was like, plus 180? Or okay.
That's
I'll take
nice.
that. So that was a hit. But yeah, I always feel like FanDuel is the better play for the most part.
Yeah,
DraftKings
I
is
mean,
usually juiced.
I read a ton of stuff for DraftKings. They have promos every day.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't I don't know if FanDuel offers promos.
In terms of what, like same
Like
game
like if you
parlays and
look
shit?
right now, like if you look, I don't think I've seen any this week.
They do
Uh,
them. They're usually
they,
like day of though. Like
Yeah.
DraftKings will
yeah,
give them a couple days out, where
Mm.
FanDuel does a lot like the day of the game.
Yeah.
yeah, they've been getting better. They've been getting better at it, but I would say that DraftKings by far and away has the better promotions. It's not even close, but it seems like FanDuel's trying a little bit more in that aspect.
Well, I
Probably
will tell
because,
you. I'll
yeah.
tell you. I have one. I took Cooper Cup to score a touchdown in back-to-back weeks. So I did it against the
Okay.
Pats. It's two. Well, I was like, geez, this game's over. And Cooper Cup scored a touchdown with 2 minutes left in garbage time, but it made me still watch the game.
Yeah.
Where I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
what's keeping me around a little bit more, which I'm sure the league loves, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, first it was fantasy for years and years, and it still is, but now with everybody having a sports book at their fingertips, it's way more incentive to play player props. And yeah, I'm seeing a ton of anytime touchdown promotions, by the way, like a ton.
Touchdowns, touchdowns, touchdowns. I know. I
Yeah,
read the
it's easy to root for, and it can be profitable if you
yeah,
know the
but
players, but
but
for the
but
casual
not
fan, it's exciting. I get it.
yeah, but there are games where people don't score touchdowns,
Right, right.
So then you're out. Yeah, that I don't love the new app, but I know what I mean. You guys probably know this. Everybody's betting now, right? Like everybody's Can I swear? Everybody's an
Yeah, of
expert.
course. Yeah.
Oh
Everybody.
God, Joe. Oh, I don't give a shit, dude. Yeah.
No, no. Everyone's a fucking expert now.
Yeah.
I
That's how
know.
it goes. That's how it
Like I get.
goes.
I got guys. I'm like, dude, you're betting. I just look at them and I'm like, all right, dude. Like,
When oh dude, when I used to produce the your Saturday show with Dan, the over under show, I can't, and I would screen the phone calls. I can't tell you how many calls I got about people bragging about their parlays and how they almost hit it and didn't even hit it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there was one guy who
Worst.
called. There was one guy who called up. He's like, "Yeah, I almost hit this 10 leg. I hit 9 legs, but I missed the 10th." It's just like, all right, man,
Yeah, think about how
cool.
much money you win. To Joe's point, like we talk about this all the time. Like to your point, Joe, like just play them individually, and you're gonna win so much more money in the long term. There's a reason
Well,
these books call themselves like the parlay kings. They want you to do
yeah.
it.
Well, it's this weekend, and it could lead into this week too, but double-digit favorites have been very good.
Yep.
Well, if
Mm-hmm.
you teased any of the double-digit favorites this week, the only one who won was the Lions. And I don't even know if they were double digits at the end, but closing double digits, every one of them lost, even on a tease.
Yeah,
So like you
fucking
took the
Chiefs.
Chiefs, you lost.
Crazy.
Right?
Washington.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just that like even if you want to tease them, you can. It's hard to.
It's
You got to
tough.
either be on a side or forget the teases. This is the things we talk about. We used to talk about stuff as like if you like a team, just bet them without the spread.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's getting harder, and I think maybe all the fact that there's so many books out there, it's being so competitive, and the lines are getting harder.
Harder.
So I guess it's the play. Like for example, I have so many trends for Thanksgiving Day, but like are we just gonna roll favorites and take a nap? Like, because
Usually works.
it usually does, right?
Well,
Unless you fade
let's-
Dallas in between there.
Yeah.
Like a,
well, let's just get right into Thanksgiving, Joe, as you brought it up.
Yeah.
Matt, before we do that, just give us a quick Joe,
recap.
Not even a quick recap. Give our season record and how I shipped the bet on the best bet again and your best bet record. You know the drill. Just keep it quick.
Yep, we'll keep it quick. Tuck, last week 2-3 for you. You had the Chiefs as your best bet. That was a loss. 28-32 for you on the season, 6-6 on best bets. 0-3 in your last 3 best bets, though. So we turn it around this week.
Well, say that again, Matt. Say that again. You zoom in there.
Oh, I was sorry about that. 0-3.
Yeah.
0-3 in your last best bet, 3 best bets. So let's turn it around this week. I actually like your pick this week. So
thanks for repeating that one.
Yeah, you asked.
Yeah.
6-6 on the year
I'm
for you.
glad I said to repeat that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
34. I was 3-2 last week. Chargers fucked me last night, and I'll tell you, up 10-0. I felt good, but I will say I'm more mad about the Chargers losing. We'll get into this, but it was going to be a perfect spot this week if the Chargers won last night.
That one felt weird. That one felt weird going into it.
I know. I fell for the bait. The bait that the Chargers really didn't beat anyone. 3-2 for me on the week. It did hit my best bet with Chicago, which I needed a shower after that game. My God, nothing's ever easy with that team. I was texting you. You know me, Tuck. I'm pretty even keeled when I bet. You're gonna win games. You're gonna lose games.
You're the most even keeled guy.
Well, I'm an absolute lunatic, yes. But at the end of the day, you do know me that I know you're gonna lose bets. I don't it happens.
Right.
But Chicago just trying to self-implode last week was driving me crazy, dropping every pass on 3rd down. But somehow miraculously covered that game. So we'll take that. 34-25-1 for me overall, 8-3-1 on my best bets this year. So
8-3-1. All right, we'll take that. And that's 2 in a row for you, right? For best bets.
Back on track.
Right. Feels like you're starting to get on a heater here in terms of best bets. 8-3-1 for you and 6-6 for me. So all is right in the world because my best bets suck.
2-3 Tuck. 2-3 Tuck. 2-3 back again.
That's my new nickname, Joe. That's my new nickname is 2-3 Tuck. Nice to meet me. How we doing? I've done that.
It's better than the one I gave you years ago.
Tuck is stuck. Yeah.
Tuck stuck. Yeah. He didn't like that one.
I don't get
have
it.
The one you didn't like that?
I honestly I don't get it, Joe. I don't. It's not that I don't like it. I don't understand it. Maybe that's a me thing.
It just means that you stuck around during all the shit.
All the shit.
Yeah. And then he didn't. And he didn't get stuck.
Oh, you're talking about at the hub. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said Tuck stuck.
Tuck stuck.
He still didn't. He still doesn't get it.
Still didn't get
it.
Tuck's unstuck now.
Yeah, it's over my head. But now I get it. It took
Tuck.
Took me 7 years to get it, but I am unstuck Tuck.
Well, you were the one person who's put off a 5-0 this week. I had a couple 4-1s, but you do have the 5-0 still.
I do have a 5-0. Yeah,
it's a nice week.
All right. Well, let's dive right into the Thanksgiving slate here. First game, 12:30. Detroit Lions home versus the Chicago Bears that you mentioned, Matthew. And the spread I'm seeing is 10, favoring the home team. Now, I will say this. Detroit is 37-45-2 all time on Thanksgiving. They haven't won on Thanksgiving since 2016, and they lost a close one last year to the Packers, and the year before that was the Bills. That surprised me because I would be like, yeah, it's Dan Campbell and the Lions. They've won on Thanksgiving, right? Nope. Not under Dan Campbell. So what are our vibes on this game here, boys?
Joe, you want to kick us off here? You want me to go?
I'll just bring up the fact that Goff and Campbell together are 0-3.
Yeah.
Like they haven't won in 3 years together, but they are 2-1 against the spread. I'll just say this. You saw the line at 10. I saw 10.5. Whenever I see a number go through that key number, I 10. Generally like the favorite in that spot. But as we know this year, double digit favorites have been very good for the underdog. So, but on Thanksgiving in general, did you know that favorites on Thanksgiving are, at least over the last couple of years, 38-19, and favorites of 10 points or more, 9-0 on Thanksgiving. Yeah. And in the wild card era, they're 11-0. Yeah. So I just think it's hard to fade that number personally. I thought the Lions were going to get got last week, but they didn't. So favorites are the way to go. And I know the number is 10, guys. Last year they got caught by the Packers. They got caught.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to get caught this year. I just don't. So if I was going to make a play, I don't like Chicago. I know they're playing better. I know their offense is better. They've lost on a missed field goal, on a blocked field goal, and then overtime on a field goal. I just think that's going to be demoralizing on a short week with a rookie quarterback going on the road. Give me Detroit 10.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree with you more.
I'm right there with you, Joe. Like Detroit's been covering the entire season, like big spreads like this. I don't have any stats in front of me, but I mean, I've played the Lions many times with spreads like this, and they cover, and I throw all that Thanksgiving shit out the window in terms of they haven't won since 2016. The Bears are coming off a very, very emotional loss, overtime loss versus a division rival in the Vikings. I think they're cooked, and I think the Lions smash in this one. So Lions for me.
Yeah, Lions here for me too. This sweep the board on this podcast. Here's the thing, Joe. You had a lot of the points I was going to make. The only thing I'll add here is that like Chicago just had the reason I liked Chicago last week. We talked about it for weeks that I was going to fade Minnesota in that spot. 3 straight road games for Minnesota. They won all 3 of them, and Chicago was on their 3rd straight home game. They lost all 3 of them, and Caleb Williams played pretty well in the last 2 of those games against the Packers and the Vikings. But 2 straight demoralizing losses, Joe. You mentioned it. Now you go to Detroit in a short week. And, oh, by the way, the Lions know that they haven't played well on Thanksgiving. They know they got caught last year. I think it's a bad spot for Chicago with that going in. I think the Lions are going to roll this team on Thanksgiving.
Well, one other thing I wanted to mention was that if the Bears do win, it's the biggest upset on Thanksgiving since the Leon Lett Dallas Dolphins game. If you remember,
yeah, it was the block field goal.
Yep. That was 1993. So that was 10. That number was 10. Packers last year were 8.5. So it's another reason why I'd fade Chicago in the spot. Only thing that scares me is now both Packers and the Lions are playing this week. But normally I would use this as a look ahead spot. Like, all right, next week they have Green Bay. It's 10 points. It's too many. I'm more fading Chicago after 2 straight weeks and going with the Lions. But if this was like a Sunday normal 1 o'clock, and it's 10 points, I'd probably take the Bears in that spot.
Yeah, I agree with that, Joe. I think on Sunday it would be a pass for me. I make the game 12 anyways. So My number supports it. So I played the Lions today when it went to 10. It's a number I felt good about.
Yeah, 48.5 point total on that one too.
And just so we all know, the Lions aren't good on Thanksgiving Day. Like they're since 2012, they're 8-4 against the spread, but like over the last 20 years, they're 8-12.
Yeah.
So historically, they're not great. So I'm gonna chase the big number.
Yep.
Let it roll,
Me
baby.
too.
I'm with you. Sweep
Right
for the
there with
Lions
you.
on the pod. I love it. Good way to kick it off.
The surprising win for the Dallas Cowboys last week on the road in Washington on the heels of a special teams return, a miraculous win in one of the games of the year to watch. What a Sunday, by the way. Finally, we get some thrilling 1 o'clock games. That red zone was unbelievable
was
between the Bears and
electric.
Vikings, Cowboys, Commanders, and then even the Texans and the Titans was good.
Yeah.
So Cowboys, they're favored by 3.5. I'm seeing on DraftKings. Point total on this one is 37. Tommy DeVito, I saw reported earlier today, he does not have a 100% chance of playing. I think that was according to Coach Brian Daboll. So we might see Drew Lock for this one, but does it fucking matter? Does it?
I
don't
it
think it
does.
does.
Here's the thing: Dallas 2-11 on 2-11. Dallas ATS on Thanksgiving since 2011.
Oh, I love that stat.
That
love
does
that stat.
include a win last year against the Commanders. Who I had the Commanders last year. I remember that.
Okay.
With DeVito not playing, I think that's a positive for the Giants and their players. Like, look, last week the Giants players all week mad about the Daniel Jones situation, mad about Tommy DeVito. Like, if you're not going with Daniel Jones, they wanted Drew Lock. We talked about it, right? Like, if Lock plays, I like the Giants here because I think that motivates the team. I think that just based on that alone, like they know the better quarterback's not playing for them. We talked about this being an organizational tank last week by playing DeVito.
Yeah, Drew Lock is the better quarterback.
If Lock plays,
DeVito,
I'll be on the Giants. If DeVito plays, I'm on Dallas. That's how I'm going to play this game.
I think that's a good approach, man.
But I can't bet the Giants right now with the way the players are talking. Like even neighbors, even rookies, like neighbors, like I don't know why the ball's not coming my way. Did you see that after the game?
Pissed. Neighbors was pissed.
I can't help the team if they don't throw me the ball. Like, oh God, this is getting ugly in New York.
I just feel like this is still the Cowboys, and I get your point about the quarterback with DeVito or Locke.
Yeah,
but that was a huge friggin' win for Dallas, and I think they're going to carry that home. And they've been playing shitty at home for a while now. It seems like they're finally starting to get the offense going with Cooper Rush a little bit, and CeeDee Lamb has been a target monster, and the absence of Jake Ferguson really has had no impact. What's his name? Whatever his name is. It's been a stud past 2 games. I think this is a big Rico Dowdle game too, because the Giants are just terrible. So I still lean Cowboys here though. Joe?
So right off the bat, I always fade the Giants at home and back them on the road. And I always fade the Cowboys at home. So right off the bat, I kind of lean the Giants, but take the over. Like overs rule
37.
Yeah, and again, give me a Thanksgiving Day game that's been under 40.
Good point.
I can't remember. I'll actually look it up. No game on Thanksgiving has closed with a total of 40 or less since 2019. That was Mitch Trubisky, David Blah.
Oh. David Blow. As I call him.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, it is Blau. I think it's Blau, but I always call him Blow.
So I immediately lean over. Immediately.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving Day on a short week. You know that Cooper Rush has beaten Washington twice in his career, which I didn't realize that going in the last week. But my whole thing is this: I'd probably lean Giants first half in the over.
Okay.
The Cowboys come out slow all the time, even at halftime too. But if I keep it safe, I'll take the over 37. I just think it's going to be a real awful nap time game. But both teams are going to put up some points and get the field goal kickers are going to be the stars of the day.
Yeah, I mean That's always for me. Like whenever I see a line like this, like it's just like, ugh. I always want to hit the under though. I always want to hit the under whenever I see a 37. Like
Well,
Jesus Christ, awful,
no,
awful.
most spreads under 46 this year have gone under. So if that seems to be the cutoff is. So I don't know. I mean, I just lean over because two crap teams everyone's going to think under, and it's
Okay.
Thanksgiving Day on a short week. Why not a little bit of action?
All right, there you go.
Love it.
So seems like the consensus there is the over 37 and the Giants. There you go. All right, and then the night game, we have the Green Bay Packers favored by 3.5 coming off their ass whooping of the 49ers, Matt.
Yeah, ass whooping. We called that. I had the Packers last week. Had the Packers
I
last
know
week.
you did. I just love to rub it in every time.
It's all right.
Even though I like the Niners.
It's
But yeah,
okay. Another loss for the Niners, under 11.5 wins. Thank you. Take
there
that.
you go. Point total on this one is 47. Matt, you have a very strong like for this one if this was on a Sunday. So why don't you take it away?
I do. There's a couple of threes that are popping now, though they are a little juiced. So we'll say that I like 115. You gotta lay 115 if you like the Packers, but -3, you can get Green Bay. And yeah, I feel very strong about this. I know everybody early on's coming in on Miami. We like Miami. They're rolling. But couple things here. Um, First of all, favorites on Thanksgiving night games, 13-4 ATS since they started doing it in 2006. So love that. Oh, by the way, it's at Lambeau, and it's going to be about 25 degrees, maybe a high of 30. Two is 0-4 in games under 40 degrees. And I just don't, until the Miami Dolphins go into a place that's cold, and Tua can say, I know we need to win that game and win in that scenario, but until they do it, I'm fading it. Green Bay's found their running game. Talked about it last week about how Josh Jacobs would be involved. A great game last week, 100 yards plus, 3 touchdowns. And he is key to their offense because I think Jordan Love still hasn't looked right to me. And I think the Packers offense really needs to run the ball. It's what they want to do. It's how LaFleur coaches anyways. They want to get the run game going. That opens up the pass game here. I like Green Bay in this spot. This is just a different element for Miami. It's a tough ask to go into Lambeau on Thanksgiving night. I know they played well, but I think it's a little overrated against a Patriots team that, look, they never play well down in Miami. We know that. It was as ugly as it got. I think the final score in that game was honestly better than the actual game was, right? So for me,
Matt, I shut off the game. I shut off the game in the third quarter. I was like, nope, done. See it.
Well, they benched Tua.
Can't do it.
And then Tua had to come back in because it got a little too close for liking. But
is that what happened? Oh, okay.
They did. And at the end of the day, I don't like this spot for Miami at all. Joe, you mentioned it when you first joined before we get into each game, but like chalk on Thanksgiving is really like, talk about a trend. It's the way to go. I'm taking the chalk here with Green Bay. I know Miami's hot. I know they're a little desperate. They're only a game out in the wild card right now. So even slipping up here, I'm not sure it matters. I just like Green Bay in this spot. So I played the Packers pretty heavy, -3, -115.
This is a real square non-better nightmare of a game. And what I mean by that is Tua in the cold weather, right? What else? Favorites on Thanksgiving, favorites at night, unders in the night game on Thanksgiving. Like all those things can go into it. Who's playing better football? I think it is Miami. The other thing is this: Jordan Love is a favorite, struggles. Matt LaFleur is a favorite, struggles. And if you want to put your money on Jordan Love going back to back, that's something he hasn't been successful in. So that's kind of why, if the line was 3.5, 4, I'd probably go Miami. But Jordan Love is a favorite, 5-7 in his career, 10-7 as an underdog. And when Love has played at home 13 times, he's 7-6 against the spread. But in this type of situation where they're off a win, and I'm trying to remember where I saw this number when it came to Love, but they generally struggle in this spot. He struggles in this spot but I get it. Tua on the road, Tua against a team that's over 500, right? Yeah. He struggles.
Yep.
I still kind of lean the Dolphins. I want to see where the number ends up.
Yeah.
Like if it's a 4, 3.5, 4, I might take Miami. But if we keep it simple, Miami can lose this game, beat the Jets next week, have a big game at Houston or at home. Sorry, it's at home. They could lose this game, win 2 straight, and be in the playoffs.
Yep.
The thing for me is that I agree with you, Joe, that I do think the Dolphins are playing better football right now, and it seems like they finally figured it out on offense. I know that Tyreek Hill is questionable, but he's going to play. I think they're tired of the whole element of we can't play in the cold thing, and I just think they're hot. They're a hot team, and it's going to carry over. And guess what? Packers have a massive game in Detroit next week too. Don't forget about that. It's a look ahead spot, exactly.
And that's what I mean. Like, who had a harder look ahead spot? Is it Dallas versus a divisional opponent at home, or is it Green Bay off a win against San Fran at home, now back to back, and then they welcome Miami, like, who just beat the Pats in a divisional game? Who's got the better? I still think the Lions probably have a better matchup.
I mean, Josh Jacobs too. He's been a beast, but he had a massive load last week. What do you have, like 25 carries? Like he was the game. He was the offense, and he should have been. Yeah, but it's a shortened week. I don't know. I lean Miami 3.5 here. I do.
One thing I'm going to say about Miami, I agree with you guys. They are playing good. Pats, Vegas, a Rams team that couldn't do anything on offense. So that's the other thing.
They crush on shit teams.
This is what they do. They're kind of like Dallas of the past years, right? Like where Dallas just buries teams that suck. So that's another piece for me. I think at least Green Bay has played teams, up in class a little bit. I know the Niners weren't the Niners last week. But even still, like I think they've played a tougher schedule and been more competitive in those games. So just for me, that's why I like Green Bay. But I hear you. The Jordan Love thing is scary. He's not played well.
Just to have some fun with it, who has a better receiving core, Miami or Green Bay?
I think you got to give it to Miami with Hill and Waddle. And in the way Jonnu Smith's played, I mean, Jonnu Smith is like the guy. But here's the thing. Hill has not been Tyreek Hill. They need to get him going. If they're going to make a serious run, they got to get Hill going. I'm not sure what's up with him. Even last week.
His wrist,
right? He's been banged up. So how serious is that?
I'd make a case for the Packers.
Yeah.
Dobbs, Watson, Reed, right? I mean, I get it. One's more superior, but just the way that they can interchange, and they're up and coming, young, growing.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like that,
Yeah.
If I was to choose a core going forward to build my franchise upon, it's the Packers offense. It's not even close. But Reed's been pretty down lately.
Reed had 3 catches last week on the first drive and nothing after that. And then Dobbs, I don't think Dobbs is going to play in this game. He got crushed in that game. He had a concussion. I don't know if he can clear that in time.
So there you go.
That's another angle.
Yeah.
I think, but to your point, Joe, like Wicks, I mean, they just get the next man up. They get the next guy up for that team. And Kraft's played well too as a tight end. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm on Green Bay. I'm playing Green Bay, playing the trends. I'm playing the cold. It's square. I know that.
It's square.
I call out when it's square.
Yep.
Square doesn't always lose in the NFL, though.
But this was best Betty territory for you, right, Matt?
I feel I have it strong. It wasn't my favorite play of the week, but it's definitely my favorite play on Thanksgiving. And I played it pretty heavy for me.
All right. There you go. Well, there's
I hear the 1 and 2 talk, 2 and 1 Matt, like one of those, like, well, like maybe they
probably something in there. Yep. Something in there. The Lions are going to lose. You know that. They're going to lose outright. Leon
we're all on it.
It goes, yeah, exactly.
Caleb Williams going to have 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's going to look like he did in London. Can't wait.
What are you boys drinking there? You guys all drinking?
You know me, Tuck. The Vivas.
Oh, what do you got? Viva, huh?
Oh, you got a Celsius.
I got a Celsius, yeah, man.
Oh, okay. So Matt's the only.
I just woke up.
Yeah. I'm on vacation now. My vacation starts today.
I've been on vacation all week.
I have to go to fucking work tomorrow, and it's gonna suck. I gotta drive home and that bullshit. I can't do it. I can't. Like, I can't take tomorrow off. Like, I have to get everything done for the end of the month for everybody, and it sucks.
I was told today is the worst.
Traffic. Today is brutal.
Worst traffic day.
Really, today is brutal. Oh, I hope that's the case.
Everyone's taking tomorrow off. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, thank Christ. Okay, I hope that's the case, because I'm usually on the road by like 1:30.
But you're in that 95 pit to Route 3, though, right? Like,
yeah,
you can't do anything.
Yeah,
you have to just sit there.
Yep, dude. I go to work at like I leave here at 6 in the morning on the South Shore. Joe, it's fucking bumper to bumper to Needham. Like 3 waves of bumper to bumper at 6 in the morning. I don't get it.
If you left at 5:30, though, it'd be a world's difference. Like, sometimes when I leave the North Shore to go to Boston, that little 5-minute buffer or 10-minute buffer, it's like game changer.
But like pre-pandemic, when I would leave at that time, I would get to Needham in like 35 to 45 minutes, no problem. Now it's like an hour and 15 minutes without doubt, like every time. And I don't know where everybody's fucking going at 6 in the morning. I don't get it. I don't know what changed. It drives me insane.
Would you rather that or go into the Boston studios? Like a Big Night Live area?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, depending on the time of day. Yeah, that would suck too. It's gonna suck for you, going to Waltham, obviously.
Yeah, I do. I go there now Friday mornings. I'm streaming with the guys over now at the card shop. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What I do is I leave by 7:30, and I get the early bird by 9. $30 early bird. Anything after 9, $60.
Oh, that's nice.
So I pay the 30, but it's better than 60.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's right. It's like a minus 130 instead of a 160.
Did you? I assume you saw that Babe Ruth story, right, Joe?
Yeah, in Danvers.
That is fucking crazy. That is insane.
I just went through my cards again. Actually, there's this great app called Card Ladder.
Card Ladder. Okay.
What's great about it is you can take a photo and it will show you but it shows you what everything is sold for on eBay. So like, you can't just make up a price anymore. Like, it shows what things are last sold for. But dude, I wouldn't mind. I'd love to go antiquing someday and just like find something crazy. You know,
awesome.
I mean, it's $500,000 you just found with that Babe Ruth connection. It's insane. I mean, I know that I have a bunch of cards in the attic, and one of our producers for the podcast, Ben Kitchen, he is a big card guy, and I was telling him about all my cards that I have. I'm like, oh, I got Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Michael Jordan. Worth dick, dude. Worth dick. Absolute dick. Yeah. Because they overpublished it.
Yeah, junk wax era, baby. I'm sure you guys have heard all of this before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I brought you guys up to Chris Costa.
Did you?
Yeah, because I haven't seen him in like 13 weeks because he's been out of he's big time now.
Busy guy. He's too busy for the regular people.
Big time.
He's FaceTiming Tom Brady and shit.
Yeah, he's big shot.
He's like, yeah,
like hanging out with Dana White,
Big shot.
And then I say, hey, I'm doing the pod with the guys, and he goes, I used to be on that show, and I go, no, it's the on-running joke, bro.
Yeah,
we had to fire him. Tell him all the time. Chris, I know you're listening. He is a listener of the podcast. I got to give him that. He listens all the time and then yells at me every day.
I'll tell you this too. He's got an ear, bro, because same shit. He said something to me this week, and I go, "Oh, you listen, don't you?" I heard he's always listening, man. I appreciate that.
I love that about him. Good guy, Chris. We'll give you your props.
Hey, I listen to you guys. I mean, if you cut the social, I'll see it. I don't know about downloading the podcast, but don't get it.
Subscribe. Please subscribe.
Quick like, no
when
comment.
You're sitting in that 95 shitty ass traffic this week.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming along, Joe. It's coming along in terms of the pod. We're plugging away here.
Dude, listen, I've been doing a podcast with Liv Schatz for I think 7 years now.
Has it been 7 years? Wow.
I think it is, but he knows my schedule. Like,
right.
I can't do anything after 4, but it's always him. And I hope he's listening, because it's always him who changes it up. Like, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm available all day on Tuesday. And then he'll drop can we do 2 to 4 on Wednesday? Where did I told you Tuesday?
I mean, I typically do it based off of Matt's work schedule there, and I make it work.
What I like about this podcast is you guys haven't brought up EPA once. I don't know what's up with everybody bringing up DVOA and EPA. It's fucking betting. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like a Foo Fighters song.
No shit. But like, it's a fucking bet. Like, who do you got? Why and who do you got? I don't need this is the DVOA fucking number.
I have a question. What does EPA stand for? I have no idea. I'm dead serious. No fucking idea.
Excellent Pizza Association.
Yeah.
You're chairman of the board.
Actually, no. What does it mean?
It actually means expected points added. So it's basically like how successful like a play is going to be. How it actually should have come out. So like you get into like, oh, he dropped a wide open pass, well, he should have caught it. So like they factor that in.
Like last night, Quentin Johnston catching a ball.
Yes, like Quentin Johnson ruined the Chargers bet for me. Yes, dropped 17 passes.
But the EPA is very high. It just wasn't on that play.
Just not on that play. Yeah,
got it.
The problem with EPA for me is like, I can't handicap with that. I get it. I get the logic with it, but like those things are going to happen in games. So like,
yes,
you can't weigh it too much.
A guy does get a hamstring and fucking fumble. A guy does get hit in the balls. Like a guy, shit happens, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Who can catch a ball and not get the wind knocked out of him and be out a couple of plays? It happens.
Yeah.
Joe, what are your thoughts on all of these algorithm platforms for betting in terms of like, they spit out these bets based on like juice and odds, and it's like, yeah, this is the play this. Like,
seriously, use it as a data point. Use it as a data point. And what I mean by that is I work with Sharp Hunter. They're an app that basically what they do is they combine what all the sharp bettors are betting.
Right.
It doesn't mean that the sharp bettors are right. It just tells you what the sharp bettors are betting. So, I just use everything as a data point. Where if I'm like, oh, Tucker's on the fucking Chiefs -11 this week, don't bet him.
Paid.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just use everything as a data point. Like, if somebody has this because of this DVOA or EPA reason, I'll remember it. But I in the end, I make my own bets. Mm-hmm. So like, if you guys aren't right on a show and someone gives you shit for them, they're the fucking assholes. They're the ones who listen to you. Like, they listen to a bunch of guys on the internet instead of themselves. Who's the real idiot?
Yeah, it's true. You're right, though, Joe. I say this all the time. Like, when we do the podcast, we're here to give you, like, I tell you why I'm betting games. I tell you what I like, why I like it. I'm not telling you to bet it. I think that's your choice.
Matt's got his spreadsheet and everything, and he does a good job with it. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, he didn't force you to bet it.
And listen, in this, you can't have a bunch of nerds. Like, what I mean by nerds is you got to have a little bit of. If you stick to the numbers in the spreadsheet, this podcast would be over in 15 minutes.
100%.
There
is some eye test too. There's eye test. There's you got to weigh. Yeah, you're exactly right, Joe. Like, the numbers are the numbers, but at the end of the day, there's situational things that it doesn't factor in. There's all kinds of things that, like, I combine it for me. So like, it's got to be a little bit of everything.
I mean, did we even add the beer angle yet? Like, there's a wrangle, the ref angle. But what about the beer angle? Like, midnight, so 8:00 game's coming around. Fuck, like, I went 1-1. I bet
fire off a bet.
Fire it off.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever talks about that bet, right?
Oh shit! My face isn't reading. I gotta verify this fucking thing.
Like, just to feel that you're alive.
Some bets. Yeah.
Just to feel you're alive bet. I'm going to take Jordan Love to throw an interception.
Yeah. Because fuck it. That's why. Yeah.
Because exactly.
That's definitely not my wheelhouse, I would say.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say is, like, yes, like, I do take this shit seriously, but at the same time, I'm like, fucking coach got fired, taking that team, man.
Bet it. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, it's more fun that way. It's more fun that way. With algorithms spitting shit out of me. Yeah.
Goaltend.
All right, where were we?
Sorry.
We're done with Thanksgiving.
We're done with Thanksgiving.
We're at Black Friday now.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on to our likes here. And Joe, if you have anything at any point, if you feel strongly about anything, say it. Say it. Come out and say it. I like it. I hate it. Whatever. Floor is yours, my friend. All right. Let's go to Matt. Why don't you do your first like here?
We'll do yours because you have one on Black Friday.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay. Is that fair game? Can I do a Black Friday bet?
Fuck it. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. I didn't know because it's the Friday thing or whatever.
It's not Thursday. Giving people the chance.
Listen, everybody's gonna hate this. I'm going right back to the fucking Chiefs. Minus 12.5, Black Friday. They continue to win, but there's clearly some frustration and struggling going on with the Chiefs here. The Panthers sacking Mahomes 5 times is insane to me. Insane to me, considering the fact that before that game, they allowed 12 sacks the entire season. That seemed like it was the right play last week. They had a 14-point lead, and shit hit the fan at some point. I don't know what happened, but the Chiefs won the game, but they were acting in the locker room like they lost against the Panthers. And this is from the Athletics' Nate Taylor. Quote, unlike most days after a game, quarterback Patrick Mahomes didn't chat with many teammates in the locker room. Taylor noted how wide receiver Xavier Worthy exited stone-faced, and several Chiefs defenders left the locker room with their heads bowed. So Andy Reid saw this, and it's on TikTok. I don't know if you guys saw the clip, but Andy Reid had to speak to the team about hanging their heads after the game, be like, listen, like, we won the game. Like, this is the NFL. It's a tough league. Like, we need to accept that and we need to move on. So he gave a rah-rah speech there. But this stuck out to me too. Mahomes said, you want to have some blowouts and be a little calmer in the fourth quarter. But I've always said it can be a good thing as you get to the playoffs, just knowing that you've been in those moments before and how to attack it play by play. I would say this more than anybody. I would love to win a game, not by the very last play. So Mahomes is clearly pissed off and frustrated with how this team, or the fashion this team is winning, or keeping these games close when they should be blowouts. This is a statement game to bounce back off of that weird performance in Carolina. Home versus a shitbag Raiders team, divisional rival. Get in front of your home crowd before December football kicks off. Get your shit together. And let me remind everybody, last year, Raiders came into Arrowhead. They won the game, where Aiden O'Connell, who will be starting on Friday, went 9 for 21 with 42.9 completion percentage for 62 yards. And the Raiders still won the game because they scored twice on defense. And if you remember the viral social media photo, I think it was of Devontae Adams and a couple other Raiders players, lit cigars after this victory, and that cigar smell sifted through the hallways of Arrowhead Stadium. Chiefs are going to remember that. They're going to destroy the Raiders. Chiefs minus 12.5 here. I'm going right back to them.
The cigar angle.
It's the cigar angle, baby.
I don't know. I can't do it.
I had a puppet angle earlier, Joe. You missed that one.
Yeah, he went to the audio last time on his best bet with the Chiefs.
With the Raiders, yeah.
With the Raiders, yeah. I can't do it.
So it's a puppet the first time. Now it's the cigars. It's like a ventriloquist on the stage. Something.
Yeah, this game, it's unbettable to me. I get it. I understand it. But Desmond Ritter's awful. Mahomes is a double-digit favorite. Isn't good.
It's Aiden O'Connell.
Is it Aiden O'Connell? He's going to be back and playing?
Confirmed.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if that's any better.
I don't think it matters.
I think I like O'Connell more.
I'll say this. There's no real edge in the matchup. It's a double-digit divisional game, right? And last year, if you remember, on Christmas Day, the Raiders were up 20 to whatever, and then Chiefs came back to win the game. But my whole thing is look ahead spot. Chargers next week. Chargers next week. So I just think that the Chiefs just need to win. But
I think they're tired of that, though, Joe. I'll say that. I think they're tired of how they've been winning, though.
Me too. One trend you got to know, and I don't know if you can bet. I know how sometimes you can bet these, but did you know that the Raiders have been down double digits in 11 straight games?
No, I did not know that.
They've trailed by double digits in every single game this year.
Wow.
So can the Chiefs get out to that kind of run and hang with it, you know? So in a way, Tucker, I want to take the Chiefs too. But I just look ahead to the chart. I look back-to-back divisional games too. Like they get the Vegas this week, Chargers next week. There's no real value in like the Chiefs. The only thing I see is that the Raiders really suck, and that and Mahomes, dude, I've been betting Mahomes to throw a pick in every game. It's hitting like almost. I think one game he hasn't thrown a pick. But you're right. The only thing I bring up is that this is that weird day game where last year was that weird Christmas Day game.
Yeah, it's 3:00, right?
Yeah, and haven't the Chiefs beat the Raiders like, I don't know, 11 straight times or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise
me. Beat them. The Raiders beat them on Christmas last year. Like that was the last time
was,
Kansas City lost.
Yeah,
they beat them
the
and
Raiders
then they
won,
didn't lose again.
That's right. I thought they came back to win that game for some reason. But...
No, Raiders won 20-14.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
2 defensive touchdowns.
Huh. Man, that's a shitty game.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, it's not a great game, but I'm doing it one more time, Matthew. One more time for me.
I'll play.
I didn't want to. Listen, I didn't want to. My gut was just like, hey, come on. One more time. One more time. I was like, all right, gut.
Scratch the itch.
Yeah, I do it. I'd rather play Iowa minus 5.5 on Friday night against Nebraska.
I hate the 5.
I know.
Dylan Raiola.
I know. We're talking Mahomes. Yeah, I know. Oh, can't even. He celebrates like Mahomes too. It's like, dude, come on.
Hey, you know what else? I just looked this up. All of Mahomes' biggest upsets were mostly against the Raiders. Lost last year. You mentioned 11 points. A couple of years before that, they gave up 40 to the Raiders and lost. And then they lost to the Colts in 2019. So the Raiders just don't stay close. This is the number I saw. They've fallen behind by double digits in each of their first 11 games this year. They're the third team ever to do that. The first since the 86 Colts and the 72 Patriots.
Huh.
So if they go down double digits, you might be in luck.
They better go down double digits. You're laying what, 12.5 here?
I am.
You're gonna go down double digits. I don't know.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll root you home.
My fault. The Raiders have lost 7 straight in general. I don't know why I was thinking against the Chiefs, but okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. There you go. There's my first
I'll ride with you. If you want, I'll ride with you.
That's an official like. It's in. It's submitted. It's in. Yep. First like for me.
All right. What do you got? What else do we have here?
All right. First like for me, 1:00 slate. Going with the Jags plus 5.5 against Houston at home. Gross game, totally gross game. So why not? Let's line it up.
Nice 0-2 start here for the boys.
No, listen, the Jags, this is the spot for them. Look, I know they're dreadful. I think they're going to get Trevor Lawrence back first and foremost. So he's practicing. So let's just be clear.
I will say it does feel like they play each other close all the time. These two teams.
And Jags are coming off a bye. Doug Peterson said they did change some things up. Well, thank God. Won't tell anyone though, because he said competitive edge. Can't do that. Okay, Doug. Yes, he's a bozo, but like that team desperately needed a bye. And you know who else needs a bye is Houston. They haven't had one yet. That's next week for them. So talk about a team that looks like they're running out of steam real quick, like losing to the Titans at home in a game that was exciting, but like disappointing from Houston side. Like they played that Monday night game, pulled away against Dallas because Dallas couldn't tackle Joe Mixon. But the Houston offensive line is in shambles, and I think the Jags might finally actually get some pass rush in this game. So, division game, too many points here. If Lawrence plays, I think you get value. I make the game 3, so 5.5, even though it's a dead number in a way. Like actually, I can't get all the way there. Jalen Petrie, Houston safety, who's played really well. He's out. He had a pec injury. It's another big thing. I think that's a huge loss for that defense. I do think Houston wins. Keep it close. Field goal game here. Give me the Jags plus 5.5.
So Matt, I am seeing, and I just want to get your barometer here. I am seeing a plus 4.5 and a plus 5 here. So are you comfortable plus 4.5 for the Jags?
Yeah. 4.5 is fine. But there's plenty of 5. Actually, it looks like consensus has moved to 5. So let's grade it at a 5.
You want to do 5?
A consensus is showing 5 when I'm looking at a couple things.
For my Chiefs pick, by the way, real quick, I'm seeing a 12. Can I take 12? Is that okay?
Yeah, take 12. Okay. 12 is available.
Sorry.
Can I add another one?
Continue.
I'll add another one to the Jags.
Yep.
Houston has what's it called next week? The
Dolphins. Yep.
Yeah.
And so this will be the first of back-to-back roadies, right?
Yes.
So there you go. Generally, yeah.
Dolphins, then Chiefs, then Ravens.
Yeah, they get a schedule coming up. They get a bye.
Oh boy.
Bye, Dolphins, Baltimore.
So in a way, they kind of need this game.
They do.
Huh.
I think they get it, but I think it's close.
Who's the quarterback? Is it Mac Jones or Beathard?
Well, Lawrence practicing. So that's why that's part of the reason I like this. He's practicing, and I think he's going to play. So they said they'll make a decision. Yeah.
I didn't listen, did I?
No, it's okay. Host not listening. We're good there, Joe. It's all right. It's all right. That's part of it, though. I think like if Lawrence plays, I really love this. If it's Mac Jones or Beathard, I'm gonna hold my nose and you take that. That's what happens when you record on Tuesday. We look for some value there, and we're trying to get it there. So
divisional dog at home.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. And these teams generally
even if it is the Jags.
Even if it's the Jags. Even if it's the Jags.
All right. So there you go. Plus 5 Jags there. Joe, did you have a follow-up thought?
Yeah, I don't know. Can I give a game? I know this is your show. I'm just
please.
The one I'm
fuck you want, man. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've circled one game, and just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. It's not pretty, but it's Atlanta against the Chargers.
Yep.
So it opened at 1. Now the line has been bet up to 2 to Chargers. I think this is an Atlanta spot at home. And again, Chargers have the Chiefs next week. They just came off a loss, right? Now they're going to play Atlanta, and now they're getting public money. I think it's a recency bias game on a short week. I like Atlanta to win this one.
Joe, a couple things. This one I've been flip-flopping. Tuck's probably seen it on the sheet. I've changed it back
and forth. I was going to say.
Another one back and forth. I bet Atlanta at 2.5. I did bet that. Here's a couple points on that one for me. Let me just find my notes on it. All right. So for Atlanta, this is where I was saying with the Chargers, if they won that game last night, that would have been just the all-time perfect spot. Now you go on a short week to Atlanta, who's coming off a bye, and at the end of the day, the Chargers lost J.K. Dobbins in that game and completely changed their offense last night. They got stuck in the mud last night when he went off the field. If he doesn't play, and he's coming off, it was a knee injury, so I don't think he's going to play. One other point, Chargers, quick look ahead spot at Kansas City next week. So really would have liked them to win that game last night, because this is a total smash spot in that if they do. But I still like Atlanta here enough. I did bet him 2.5.
I think it gets to 3 because of the public money.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
it will go.
And even if they win by a field goal, you're on the right side of it. So that 48 looks a little high to me. I don't think the Chargers score as much as you mentioned the Dobbins thing too. But I'd lean under in that one too. But whatever. I don't know. That was something that stood out to me.
Yeah, like that side.
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Considering everybody was loving how well they were playing against Baltimore, but it's the short week and they just went balls to the walls against the Ravens there. So yeah, I like that. And Atlanta's coming off a bye, obviously. Gotta like that. Yeah, there you go, Joe. All right, second like for me here. Another controversial one. Very curious to get your thoughts on this, Joe. Give me the Patriots +3 for this one, or +2.5. Matt, give me the best possible number, please, for the love of Christ.
Juice 3. It's like 2.75 is where the number is kind of laying. So
All
you're
right,
either laying juice with the Colts at 2.5, or you're laying juice with the Pats at +.
Give me +2.5. Give me. I think they win this game. I might be crazy on this one. They're coming off the worst loss I've seen recently. I would put the Germany game, the Saints game from last year, and then what we saw last week in Miami as like the top 3 worst losses we've seen for the Patriots the past couple of years. But what have we been saying, the consensus, Joe, about this game since training camp when we were looking at the schedule for the Patriots? I feel like we all collectively thought the Patriots had the best chance to win against the Colts at home, right? I'm pretty accurate with that. Like everybody circled the Colts, being like, yeah, they're probably going to win that one, right?
Yeah. You're talking about before the season?
Yeah, like in training camp. Okay. We were playing the schedule game.
Just double checking. Okay.
This is one that we had circled. Win.
Win.
So listen, there's a lot of pressure, obviously, on this organization to get their shit together. And I picked the Dolphins last week, mind you. I picked the Dolphins last week, was my official like -7. I think the Pats bounce back from this one, and they need to show some sort of signs of improvement from last year. We really haven't seen it. But if they can get to 4 wins, then you're on par for last year. Because if they lose tomorrow, they're not going to win again the rest of the year. The schedule, they got the Bills twice. They got Arizona on the road. Loss across the board, unless Buffalo just sits everybody in the final week there. I love the fact that the Colts are probably not going to be without their security blanket and Josh Downs. So they're going to be, the Patriots defense is going to be facing a banged up Michael Pittman, who had a decent game last week against Detroit, yes, and a very streaky Alec Pierce, and a very inconsistent Jonathan Taylor. So I think if they're going to get one, it's this week. I think they bounce back from that shit performance. I think Drake May has a similar game to what he had with that Rams game before Gerard Mayo shit his pants and didn't make any defensive adjustments. So give me the Pats +2.5 here. Joe, what are your thoughts on that one?
Patriots is a dog. Patriots don't win at home. They've had 1 win at home. They're going to stop Jonathan Taylor. Like last week, they stopped the run, but I don't know. I feel like there's just too much firepower for the Colts. You know, whether it's Pittman or Pierce or just somebody. Downs, right? Did he get hurt?
Downs is yeah. When the hosts aren't listening, yeah, Downs is out, or most likely going to be out. Just fucking said that.
Yeah. Listen, it's college basketball on right now. This game's on. It happens. I'm glad you said it.
Let's do it.
It wouldn't be a.
Are we talking? Yeah. Let me ask you this: are we talking too much with our likes? I'm serious. Is there too much info being thrown out there?
Hey, listen, I told you I'm on vacation.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
No, but any betting show you guys listen to, though, right?
Yeah.
Don't people say that like they just talk the talk sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. You know, well, as you know, it's you think about it, Downs might be out. You know, it's like they just say shit.
Yeah.
Because they're just trying to like fill time. Like
you're trying to help. You're trying to better your handicap. He might play, but I don't think he's in.
It's a good point.
I hate this bet talk. This is why I can't.
So I don't like.
I'm telling you, man.
I do agree, though. Your look ahead line theory, it's good. Yeah. Because sometimes you do have to look at the look ahead line.
Yes.
I'll get it for you. I don't know if you guys have it, but Patriots look ahead lines. You know who? If you ever need these too, there's a great site that has these. We used to have them on all the time. There. Oh my God! Here
the
I am.
Lines.
The lines.com.
The lines. Yeah.
Yeah, Eli Hershkovich, by the way, is like one of the best cappers when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, he's good.
But the look ahead line, I'm looking at it right now. Colts were +2.
Okay.
And now the Patriots are +2.5. That's a 4-point swing.
Mm-hmm.
But are the Patriots 4 points worse now than they were at the beginning of the year? I think so.
If you told me you were getting like 3.5, Tuck, I'd be okay. Yeah. Like I worry about the guy, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but the thing that I'm worried about is, yes, I think they focus in on stopping Taylor. And Joe, you put a good point there. They did stop A-Chain last week, but can they stop Anthony Richardson running the ball? Because he brings just that element to it, and they struggle against scrambling quarterbacks.
Well, so let's keep in mind. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just that's where I get a little nervous. I can see Richardson being more of an athlete in this game and killing him with his feet. If you were getting 3.5, I'd support this. But I don't know.
Listen, I mean, it's not my favorite. I'll be honest. I just feel like if they were gonna get a win, it's this week, and
I can see that.
I'll take the 2.5 points, and I think they're gonna make it a very run focused game. Colts ranked 27th against opposing running backs. It had been shredded really the entire year. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Jets had 84 rushing yards and a touchdown. Buffalo had 86 yards and a touchdown. Detroit carved them up last week. Go down the list. They suck against the run. So I designed some runs with Drake May. I designed some runs with Antonio Gibson. Please get him more involved, please. I've been saying it all year.
Who's blocking?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know if you saw that, Joe, but they waived Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, he's out.
Yeah.
They brought in some guy named Sutton that I never heard of.
Yeah. So it's another
It probably means Strange is back. It probably is what it means.
But are they playing him at center?
I think Leighton Robinson's back, though.
By the way, I think that's the stupidest move.
Why? It makes no sense to me.
Oh, I'm going to center? Yeah.
Why didn't they do that years ago? I mean, he was undersized. But no.
Because he was fucking hurt.
But this kid Brown's been okay.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I'm not saying he's great, but if you can find an undrafted starting center like David Andrews off the fucking heap, I think they need to put Strange at left guard, and keep Nwenu at right guard, and just deal with what you can. But he might be better. I don't know. I wouldn't take this kid Brown out. I know but if they want to run the ball, that's how the Patriots are going to win. Can the Patriots run?
Yeah, get back to it.
And look up what happened to the Colts last week. They got shredded on the ground. So and I gave you the wrong look ahead line. It was the Patriots +2. I thought it was the Colts +2. So that 4.5, let's take it back. Right now from the look ahead line, they're actually getting a 0.5 point more.
Oh, yeah, that's not enough.
So that's not to me that they were dead on then. And now it's only a 0.5 point difference. But who's the better quarterback? It's Drake May.
It's May.
Yeah.
So sometimes in these spots, if you just want a better quarterback, I don't know. If we looked at another game this week, is there any like Arizona Mini? Who's the better quarterback? You can't even probably do that, right? All right. How about Washington? Right? Probably better than Tennessee's. Would you bet Washington just because of the quarterback?
Would I bet Washington because of the quarterback?
Not that game.
I'm just saying, like, is there if I'm just trying to use an example of if you just kept it to quarterbacks, you'd take Drake May over Richardson.
Yeah.
So would you bet the Patriots at home just because of that reason?
Yeah.
And I'd say no, because the Pats can't stop.
Why not?
Pats can't stop them.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, if Downs was playing in this game, I'd probably lean Colts here and probably wouldn't have a play. I don't know, man.
What do you got going on Sunday that you want to root for the Patriots for?
Yeah. You want them to lose. Listen, you need them to lose.
It doesn't matter. There's so many
competitive
teams. It doesn't matter. They're going to get a top 5 pick anyway.
This is the shittiest game of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he likes
it. It actually is. He always likes the shittiest games. Always. There's a
Tampa,
shit game,
Carolina.
Tuck's attracted to it.
Tennessee, Washington sucks the life out of me. I can't.
That's going to be the way Washington's been. Yeah.
I think Jane Daniels is great. He does nothing for me.
Yeah. The league's kind of figured him out a little bit.
Right?
Another team that you probably saw me. I've been doing the 3 teams of Atlanta, Tennessee, and the team I actually put in.
Yeah.
So the team, the team. I'll call it out, but you'll know when I put it in the official like.
Sorry to shit all over your pick, Tucker. I didn't mean to do
dude,
that.
shit away. I don't care.
Here's the deal: can Anthony Richardson win a fucking game?
Right.
Because if he does, it's going to be against the Patriots.
Don't you think there's a little bit of a lift in the Patriots locker room coming off of that shit loss, obviously, dude, and they're getting back Peppers?
So I don't know, man. I talked to Bedard after the game, and he was saying that they were fucking around in the locker room.
Yeah, I heard that.
And it was Drake May who was pissed.
Right.
Like Drake May was like pissed that everyone was just like okay with losing.
Right.
I don't know. Nobody's going to talk about it because they don't fucking stir shit up here anymore.
No, I feel like I've heard that a decent amount.
Yeah, no, Drake May's like pissed that they're losing.
Oh, he should be. Yeah. This sucks. It absolutely sucks.
But like, fucking Kendrick Bourne's like, going out in his fucking how do you wear that? Just a blazer, no undershirt?
It's just
I didn't see that.
I couldn't pull it off, Joe. I'll say that. It's not in my wardrobe.
Do you know what I have been pulling off though? Just wearing like a polo over, no collar, just a polo like shirt with a blazer. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. That looks sharp. Yeah, that's a good look.
Like what you're wearing right now, Eddie House just puts on a blazer over a fucking
the sweatshirt.
Yeah,
right.
It works for him.
That. Yeah,
you should try that, Joe.
No, it won't work for me.
No, too many layers.
Yeah, man, I gotta go Mr. Sid style. Pop the collar. Name drop.
Yep, there's the plug.
Sid. There it is.
All right, what's the other next game we were talking about there?
Yeah. All right, Matt,
I'll give you another.
Let's get to
I'll
your
give you another gross
second like here.
Yeah,
you're giving me shit. Wait for this one, Joe. The fuck?
All right, give me the Panthers plus 6.
Jesus.
Look,
what am I missing here?
Listen, a little over a month ago when we were talking on the show, I was asking you why the hell the Panthers continue to play Andy Dalton. And yes, I know Bryce Young was terrible, but like when Andy Dalton was getting pounded into the ground towards the end, they get that nice win at first and then, or a competitive loss, I'll say. And then they just kept getting pounded. And then he got hurt. Bryce Young got a second chance. And since then, they won 2 games. They had their bye, and then they had their best game of the year against the Chiefs. Which, the only thing that scares me is like, was that the all-in performance, right? Like, but I like what I'm seeing from the Panthers, right? They have a little momentum. They're starting to play. They got
Thomas Brown, baby.
So like there's some stuff there with this offense, and I honestly think it's the best possible outcome that they actually lost that game for them. You want to keep that draft pick high as you possibly can in Carolina. But really competitive. The defense was awesome in that game, considering with the 5 sacks on Mahomes as well. So yes, I here's the thing with Tampa. I think they're getting a little too much love. Now I know that they last week 4-6. They've been banged up. Baker's playing out of his mind. He's been really good. Banged up. Suing his father now, something to do with his business. A little distraction there for Baker, maybe. I don't know. I look at this Tampa team, and they blew out the Giants last week in a game that, okay, we kind of saw that coming. Can he do it again on the road? I don't know. I just think this is too many points. I don't want to crown Tampa yet. I know they're getting hot. They have an easy schedule coming up. Atlanta's been kind of fading, though I did say that I liked Atlanta this week. So they're kind of working their way back into this division. But I just like the way Carolina's playing. I think they've been competitive, and to say they're going to lose by a touchdown at home, I think Carolina can win this game. Never mind lose by a touchdown. So I think Tampa probably wins a close game here. I'm taking the points. Give me the Panthers plus 6.5 at home.
Only thing that scares me is that Todd Bowles' defense versus Bryce Young. Does he? And then they're going to lose either. Tampa Bay is going to lose either this week on the road or next week versus the Raiders. So they're going to have a hiccup somewhere.
They're going to have a hiccup. It's coming. They're not as good as like the team that's just going to. You look on paper and it's win, 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 but like in this league, they're not going 3-0 in that stretch.
The last time
when they face each other.
Go ahead. I was going to say nothing. Are we saying the same thing here?
Yeah, we were literally about to say the same thing. And then 21-18. So
this is why
play each
it's
other
the
pretty
Bettor
close.
In-Laws. You know, you get a third guy in here and he just throws you off fucking track the whole time. He's like the third.
No.
Literally the third wheel, just fucking peanut gallery. You know,
I like that.
That's what I want.
We need
That's
that.
what I want.
We need
it. We need more of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep us in line. You know.
Yeah, I mean, how do you go against the Bucks right now?
It's tough, especially with Bucky Irving. Man, Jesus.
Yeah,
like well. Last week, the line was the Giants. They destroyed the Giants last week.
Yeah,
like they took their souls.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants showed up though. I don't think they wanted to be there. I think they were pissed about DeVito. Like I think there's stuff there. That's why I'm scared of them again this week if they play DeVito. I don't think they want to be on the field.
Well, who wants to play Carolina right now too? You know, yeah. I wish I had more stats on it. I wish I had more stats, but the see the total's 46. If you expect a struggle, so you think over. So you think
46 and a half.
Which I know supports the favorite.
Well, not even that.
In that case,
just this year in 11 games, 7 of the 11 games for the Bucks have gone over.
Yeah, their defense is like they're still banged up. They just lost Whitehead's another key injury to that defense. Like, just feels like a lot of points to me.
So the last spread was 4.5 between these teams, and now it's gone up to 6.
Yeah,
and they covered 9-0, but still, it was close.
Yep.
Huh.
It's gonna be some points. And Hubbard's playing well. Hubbard, they get Jonathan Brooks back. If he decides to do anything, it's we'll see.
That guy, that's the most hype guy in the league this year.
Hype guy, that guy's carried 3 yards.
That guy's been on my fantasy team, 2 of my fantasy teams the entire year, and I don't know why I still have him.
Most hyped guy in the league by far this year. That fucking guy.
I fell for it. Yeah,
and then they paid Hubbard. They gave Hubbard a contract because he's been awesome.
That's a giant red flag in terms of Jonathan Brooks. Like, clearly he's not showing up and doing what they had hoped.
Watch out. Once he gets going, man,
wait, it's gonna happen.
It's coming.
Watch it happen this week.
145 and 2 scores on Sunday. Heard it here first. Clip this. Somebody clip something for us.
You gotta clip this.
I know. Somebody clip, please.
Somebody's gonna listen. Someone's gonna listen and bet him to score an anytime touchdown. Now watch.
You know what? I'm gonna bet him to score an anytime touchdown.
I might.
Jonathan Brooks. Anytime. What? Can we get that up? It's early.
I got it. I'll get it for you.
I don't know if it's up yet. Is it? If it's up, I'm betting it. That's gonna be like plus early. 700. I'm in.
Oh, I hit a Juju Smith like week 2 or whatever.
Yeah, he's beautiful. Jonathan Brooks is scoring this week. I can't wait.
We have a caller. His name's Gabe in West Roxbury. He's like an oracle. He goes, Jonnu Smith, touchdown and over 75 yards, book it. And it fucking happened. And I went, oh shit.
There we go.
And then last night he goes, Zubac. He goes, Zubac over points. Zubac over points. Porzingis is back. He can't play D. Zubac. And he's like freaking out about it. And Zubac fucking crushed last night. So like whenever he goes like berserk, I'm like, I got to get in on this.
You got to play. Right. You got to play it.
Yeah, Gabe does his research. Plus 400, by the way, for Jonathan Brooks.
That's it? Low number. Love it, though. Still. What's his 2 TDs? Give me a 2 TD number.
Oh, Jesus. I just closed it.
I'll give you one other game I think I kind of like. I kind of like I'm bouncing back to the Rams. I have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. Well, that was my pick at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Really?
So there might be a little bias to this one.
Yeah.
But I do think the Rams playing indoors against the Saints, although they're on the road, Saints are getting love here, 2.5.
Yep.
I like the Rams. I like the Rams to bounce back this week, and they got their running game going. With their biggest issue is they can't stop the run. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if like the Saints are going to have this Taysom Hill attack like last time. I just like the Rams in a coaching matchup and a coaching nightmare. That's all.
Well, Joe,
Matt,
bucket.
Take it away.
Best bet, Rams minus 2.5. I love this number. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. After losing last week.
My final like, by the way.
Absolute must win for the Rams. This is their season yet again. And I think the bye came at a terrible time for the Saints. Got 2 wins, fired their coach, got 2 wins, got momentum, and now you had a bye. So we talk about the bye coming at the wrong time for certain teams. I think it happened here. So you got a nice little, I like that edge. So The big time issue for me in this game is the Saints are 31st in the league in total yards allowed. They're allowing almost 400 yards a game. They're 30th against in the league defending the pass. Good luck covering those receivers. They're 25th against the run. Good luck stopping Williams with a little Blake Corum.
Lattimore's gone.
Lattimore's gone. The Saints pass rush is at 34%. That's 28th in the league. We've seen this team time and time again. With Matthew Stafford, when he's got time to throw, he's going to pick you apart, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Plus, it's indoors, as Joe said. I absolutely love this. I think the Rams explode on offense in this game. And I love to see this when you have a team in prime time that just lost and looked pretty terrible on defense. That's a different team. That's Philadelphia coming in. Saquon's playing out of his mind. If you ask me who the MVP of the league is right now, it's Saquon Barkley, and it's not close. I know running back to quarterback thing. Say what you want, but he's been the best player in the NFL. That offense in Philly is a lot different than what the Saints are going to be able to do here. And I did even put in my little handicap that like Taysom Hill's been a nice little gadget player for the Saints the last couple weeks. McVay's not allowing that to happen. Give me the Rams. I think they blow out the Saints on Sunday, -2.5, best bet.
Yeah, so you're like -3, obviously. Yeah, I'm right there with you. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're keeping track, that is the first triple like in Bettor In-Laws history.
Well, second, we like the lines.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Well, that's a Thanksgiving.
This gets more juice
because we don't count that.
Yeah,
we technically don't count it.
Yeah,
there it is. Best bet of the show. Triple like across the board.
Well, it's your best bet, and it's a double like for Joe and I. So there you go, triple like.
There we go.
If I was pinpointing the board, I'll hold off on Eagles Ravens because that one's tough. But I am eyeing the 49ers a +7 over the Bills.
Joe, you're speaking our language. That's a double like for me and talking double like for us week. There we go.
You're reading our goddamn minds. I love it. I love it, Joe. Take it away.
At 7 though.
Got to be 7.
7.5. If it goes under 6.5, I'm probably out. But
do you like 6.5?
I'll do 6.5. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do 6.5.
Yeah, 6 key.
But I like 7. Purdy probably comes back. But I think that I don't think the Bills have been punched in the mouth. And the 49ers going to have to get back to their style of running the football and looking for their tight end. So I think this is the week that they kind of and their defense was really bad last week. Even though they turned it on a little bit later in the game, I think they can hang around. I think the 49ers could win outright.
I sprinkled the money line, Joe.
Yeah, I think the 49ers cover. But what's the Bills' schedule after this week? They're going to have
the Pats twice. I know that.
They do the Pats twice.
Jets once. LA next week.
They get the Rams next week.
Those games.
LA,
the Rams.
Then Detroit.
So I think that the Bills could lose this week and next week.
Rams, by the way.
That's a sneaky spot out in LA.
And not to mention, they play back-to-back roadies against Detroit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're going to be looking ahead to that game. So that's why I think this week and next week, they might be a little flimsy. But what would the Bills 49ers line be? Take the 49ers season out of it. What would this line be on a average Sunday morning? Let's call it 4:00.
I had 4 Buffalo.
So it's
the way that the season's played out. You mean, Joe? Like the way 3.5, 4 probably.
Yeah, I think Buffalo would have been favored.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But 7?
You want to talk about a look ahead, Joe? The Niners were favored in this game. So there we go. Like that is, I mean, obviously things have changed, right? They've had massive amount of injuries. But
I feel like you have to take the 49ers or nothing. My only thing though is if the Bills win, next week I'd fade them against the Rams.
I agree.
And listen, the Pats, they get Pats, Jets, Pats, like they're gonna fucking roll out Mitch Trubisky.
Yep. Yeah, they sure are. And
I mean, Buffalo can afford to drop one too. I mean, honestly, like I saw this line, I was flabbergasted. My mouth was agape. I couldn't believe how many points Buffalo was getting.
Agape.
Agape.
Wow, the Bettor In-Laws podcast is using some words now. Agape.
It was
all right.
Open.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? So, yeah, I think that the 49ers chalked up last week, and they're like, listen, we're not going to win in Lambeau without Purdy. And they accepted it.
I also think the Browns can win again this week.
Hold on. Matt's the 49ers fan. Let him do his thing. And then
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
No,
I
it's
am a
fine,
Niners fan, but I will say
Yeah.
I'm a realist. I was on the Packers last week. This Purdy is playing. He's going to play. Trent Williams is going to be back. Nick Bosa expected to be back. Expecting Charvarius Ward, who his daughter passed away. He's missed the last 2 weeks. He's expected to play in this game.
I didn't know that. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Between the injuries and this team was so banged up. They used last week as a little. Purdy was on the fence. What I was told is Purdy actually woke up Sunday morning and could have played, and they were like, "No, let's just rest him. Like he's going to be okay as long as he doesn't have a setback this week. He's going to be good to go." Too many points here. The whole world thinks the Niners are done, and here we go. They're a game out of the division. They're still a game out. I thought last week I came on here and said the Green Bay was going to put a fork on them, but then everybody in the division pretty much lost. So it was like except Seattle. They beat Arizona, so now it's a one. Still a game out, right? Like at the end of the day, it's too many points when this team's going to be as healthy as they've been. And one sign to me that points that this team's not giving up, they opened the practice window for Dre Greenlaw. He's been a huge missing piece for this defense all year. Yeah. And if they were punting on the season, you better believe they would have just said IR him for the rest of the year. Like he's not probably not going to play in this game, but the fact that they're even opening the window, like that means something to me. And I just think this team's been healthy. The other thing with the Bills, like, yes, they're a wagon. Outside of the Chiefs game, who was like, that's their regular season Super Bowl. These are the teams they've beat. Arizona, Miami twice, who they own. They had Jacksonville, the Jets, Tennessee, Seattle, Indy. I'm sorry, 7 points at home, Sunday Night Football. I think Sunday Night Football is actually a benefit to the Niners. They're going to be motivated in this game. They know their season is actually on the line here. They're covering 7.
You know what? Weird storyline with the 49ers. They decided to go with Brandon Allen or Josh Dobbs over keeping Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I know. That's sickening. Can't even talk.
No, but like it's kind of really hurt their season. I mean, it's been a part of their season.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a weird storyline. And the other storyline, teams that lose the Super Bowl generally struggle the next year.
Yeah.
And they are. They're not right.
Definitely. They're not right.
I'm only taking the Niners because you have to. But they haven't been right, and I think Vegas is like, all right, fine, we'll be sharp. Here's the number. Here's the number. Let's go, because you're gonna get a lot of money on the Bills being like the fucking Bills are gonna crush the 49ers. They're at home
coming off a bye.
Well, you just watched Green Bay blow them out.
Yeah.
But like the average person doesn't know how many guys are actually out for the 49ers. They say Purdy's out. And the spin right now is that he's still questionable. He's playing. I know he's playing. So that I feel strongly about. So
even if Allen plays, I actually still like the 49ers.
They will come up with a game plan to cover 7. I feel very confident in that.
Yeah, he's talking about backup quarterbacks. I always wondered if Daniel Jones would have been a destination for or San Francisco would have been a destination for Daniel Jones.
Well, he said he wants to play for, wouldn't that be the spot?
Team that can win.
If Purdy's really hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, go learn under Shanahan. Just learn under Shanahan.
Sam Darnold did. Look at Sam Darnold now, right? Like
be in the building.
It's a perfect example of what Darnold's done.
And then he'll probably get a contract. Like, I don't think Mac Jones gets a contract this offseason.
Probably not.
And I've done this before, but there's not a lot of former first round picks that just are good backups. The only guy who did it was what's his name there? Gabbard. He won 2 Super
Blaine
Bowls.
Gabbard.
But not a lot of guys like who's the guy that was with the Jaguars? He's out of the league.
Blake Bortles.
Michigan. No, well, Bortles, yeah.
Bortles is out of. Just think of all these guys who failed; they're all out of the league.
Yeah,
it's
true. It's true. Usually one and done.
All right, so if I'm counting correctly, that's another triple leg.
Yeah, sure is.
Wow.
There you go.
Which one's gonna lose?
Well, I'll say this,
Lions.
Joe.
Lions.
Joe, I'll say
first
this.
Game.
We we had a successful year last year for double likes. We're on a bit of a cold streak for double likes. Bit of a cold streak. I will say that.
We started 5-0 this year, and then it's 0-4 since. So we got to
Did we
turn
start
that
5-0?
around.
Okay.
We did.
All right. Yeah, I feel good about these. Joe's pounding it home for us.
Weirdest thing for me is, and even like our podcast that we do, we'll sweep either NFL or college. Like one or the like we'll suck in one.
You guys do.
It's like we'll sweep college football, but I'll shit the bed in the NFL. I don't know. But I do feel like the lines are like everyone thinks the same and uses the same. I feel like the NFL does kind of fuck you like that. And it's funny, this week I like two games. I like the Dolphins and I like the Vikings. Well, the Vikings pushed and the Dolphins covered big, but that was those like my square plays, like these are the two games I'm betting. They were favorites, blah blah blah, and then I fucking fell into a push because it's just like they dragged me to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, and I thank God it wasn't 3.5. But anyways, I don't know. I feel like with these betting things, they'll make lines just because it's a holiday. They'll make a line because it's Black Friday. Like they'll make this
get me to take them.
Get this Sunday night football game at 7. Everyone loves Buffalo, right? Can it get to 7.5 now? Or can you get it at 8 now? It's like shit, or is it gonna go the other way? Oh shit, now it's under 6. I like Buffalo now. Like this is a great number because you got the whole holiday weekend, you got the whole thing to get on a Sunday night to like get two good teams, just to throwing the number 7 around, because that's what tells you that you should back the dog here because it's probably going to be close.
Yep. I think you're seeing that with Green Bay, Miami. That's exactly how I feel with that 3.5. Now it's coming down to 3. That's part of why I like Green Bay so much. I think people are just looking at Miami being so like hot, and we're gonna tack on Miami. We're coming to Miami. I don't know.
Good point.
My 2 cents. I think the 3.5 is an interesting number to lay out there.
That should be a segment.
Yeah, it's a good point.
My 2 cents.
I like that.
We do something on my show called Just Saying. It's like you just have to say it because you're just saying,
Right.
Yeah.
That and Murray's musings.
Buffalo good at home this year. Just saying.
They are.
Just saying. Hey, Matt, why don't you get to your final like? And
then, my final like that I was juggling between Atlanta, Tennessee, and now it's going to be Denver. I'm taking Denver on Monday night. This is probably square, but I'm fading the Cleveland off the big win they had on Thursday Night Football. I like the Broncos here. I like the way Bo Nix is playing. Bo Nix all of a sudden looks like the best rookie quarterback out of all of them. He's been.
If it's snowing though. If it's snowing,
then all of a sudden the points will start coming.
He loves him some snow.
He does. Jameis, one of the most entertaining guys you can actually have in the league.
Yeah.
I just think this is a spot for Denver. Cleveland coming out Monday Night Football, and Denver's going to be, that place is going to be loud. They're in it. They're in the playoffs now, surprisingly to a lot of people, myself included. I've done a little bit of a 180 on Denver, and it's really the defense that gets going here. I just don't see Cleveland being able to do too much against this defense in Denver on Monday night. 5.5 is a weird number. I will admit, I don't love that it's 5.5, but I do love the fact that it hasn't got to 6 yet. And I think that's key. So I'm taking the Broncos here. I think it's the defense dominates in this spot. Tuck, when I look at these games, and one of the biggest things to me is, primetime games usually play the under for primetime, but Denver's defensive yards per play, first in the league, 4.7 yards allowed per play. Their third allowed total yards, 296 a game. You really can't run on them at all. Cleveland's run game's been tough with even Chubb coming back. He's not the same guy quite yet, and probably take another year if he even gets back to what he's going to be.
I don't know if we'll see the same.
I don't think you're going to see the same Nick Chubb. Ford, he's fine, but I don't know. In this game, I can just see Denver totally shutting Cleveland down. The pass defense with Surtain, he's been as dominant as it gets. He turned that game around on Sunday against Vegas. Another interception in that game, turned that whole game around. Denver won, covered that. It's too much defense in this game from Denver. I don't think Cleveland's got enough offense to compete. So anything under 6, I really like. I'd play it up to. I don't think it's going to get this high, but I would play it. Anything under 7 is fair game with me. But 5.5 is the like.
All right, there we go.
It is square. I will say.
I mean, I can't. You like the Browns?
Yeah, I like them at 5.5. I know they're coming off that win last week, but they have who do they have on deck there? Sorry,
Steelers.
When you think about they got, and then Indy's on.
The Browns have the Steelers on deck.
Yeah, they go back to play in Pittsburgh.
Yep, and then what's it called? Denver has Indy.
Colts.
Indy.
Who they played in overtime.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, 5.5, man.
It's a weird number. I get that. I just said
weird
if you get
number.
under 6, like that's a much better. It's official like under 5.5, under 6 for me. I did play it at 5.5, and gonna hang on for dear life.
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is either due to like have a bad game or elevate to a good quarterback. I don't know where he's at yet. He doesn't suck though.
No, Joe,
no.
Curious with this, as far as rookie of the year right now, if you were to give it out right now, still Jaden Daniels?
So what I would do is honestly take everyone's ability out of it. Bo Nix has the most wins.
Yeah.
And,
with a team that they did not think they were going to win a lot of games. So
the same amount of wins, right?
Who has more? Washington.
Actually, Washington's got 7 right now. Are they at
7? Yeah, they both have 7.
All right. So you probably got to go with wins. It's probably Jaden Daniels. It's going to be Jaden, right? It's going to be Jaden Daniels. I just think that Bo Nix, though, like who'd be third, I guess, is the question. I thought it might be Drake May, but it's I don't know. Because wins in the end are what matter.
Yeah.
Maybe to some people they don't, but covers matter.
Covers matter most.
Mm.
Well, we usually do the rest, but I think the Thanksgiving stuff really filled that time.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of them too.
I think we're good. Yeah. I mean, Joe, do you have any like final? I have my best bet still. Is there anything else that sticks out to you?
Just if Baltimore is 3.5, bet Baltimore. If it's 3, I feel like Philly's the side. How do you go against Philly right now? Philly's the underdog. Generally, Jalen Hurts plays better as an underdog. Lamar struggles as a favorite.
Yep.
So, that's a tough game. And I think the difference in that one will be Hurts. And AJ Brown, arguably one of the is he the best receiver in football that we don't talk about?
Top 5.
Probably. But I mean, when I say don't talk about him, like
most underrated still.
Like most valuable. Like he's valuable. And they're without Smith right now. They're almost better sometimes without Smith.
I was gonna say that's interesting without Smith how they compete in this game. Because they dedicate themselves to the run a lot more when he doesn't play, and then, like you said, Brown is so valuable to them. I'll just put a couple points. I did not bet this game, but Lamar's 23-6 ATS is a favorite of 3 or less. So that's one spot. He's also 23-1 straight up against the NFC in his career. So that's something to look at. And then on the flip side, I think this is I know Baltimore's at home, but I think it's a terrible spot for them. They played, short week coming off the Monday night game in the Harbaugh Bowl. Now you're going back home to play Philadelphia on short rest, who plays. They look as dominant as anyone right now. No play for me. I'm staying away. I just want to watch it. Data point game for me.
Yes. Total's 51. It's high to me.
Yeah.
But, this is a good game. This could,
dude,
believe it or not.
Great game.
I think I have Philly winning the NFC.
Yeah.
I told you. Beginning of the year, I had the Rams. But, yes, now that things have changed a little bit, they both played each other on Sunday, and we saw what happened, right?
Philly was my preseason Super Bowl pick. So I'm hoping that they keep going.
To your point, though, why some teams just need to stick to running the football. Yeah. Like, I know it's sexy to get the the running back is back, by the way.
Sure is.
Like,
oh yeah.
In the draft this year, so there's going to be someone's going to go, right? Who is Genty, right? Do you think
Genty?
All I'm saying is
you
should take these guys in the early on, because you get them for 5 years, they're not going to make a lot of money.
Yep.
And a lot of the guys, they'll run out of their deal, or they'll get an extension early on where the money's fine. So I think the running backs back.
Yep.
Right.
Totally
now you got in like use the Patriots for an example. Stevenson's a good back, but he was a 4th-round pick. Can you get a mainstay back to go with him? Now you got something cooking, you know?
Yep.
And look at all these other teams. It's their running game.
Sure is.
You know, there's going to be some sort of same game parlay promotion of like Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley. Like, will both backs get 150 plus yards
Actually,
or something?
I bet you will both get a touchdown. Will be like minus 120.
Might be steeper than that, Joe.
Like 150?
Yeah. Somewhere in that range, yeah.
What about both quarterbacks to get one? I'd like.
That's a fun
interesting.
One.
That's interesting.
I think I'd play that. Hurts has like 11 touchdowns, running touchdowns this year.
How is this a 4:30 game? That's a great game. Is this Fox? Is this Tom Brady?
Little primetime.
Well, they got San Fran and Buffalo primetime, which I think's deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's right. Sunday nights. Niners.
Yeah. Wow. What a slate.
420.
Yeah. That's awesome. Got to be the Tom Brady game.
Yeah. I mean, you got New Orleans, that LA New Orleans game, and that Tampa Bay Carolina game, which I know you guys will be so focused.
Locked in, baby. 2 picks. My best bet. Forget Philly and Baltimore. What's to watch that? You can watch Bryce Young and the Panthers. You had Stafford lighting up the Saints. House, I'll be on the Rams and the Panthers.
See, but you get it though. That's where the money is. The value is in those games.
Sure.
Where everyone's going to want to bet on the game you want to watch. Of
course. Yeah.
Right.
So there you go. There's a little tidbit of information. Tip. Bet the shit game while everyone's watching the other.
Right. That's right. There's value in the shit.
It's like Jurassic Park. The big dumps with the phone ringing. You just gotta dig your hand in there.
Keep digging.
There's value in that shit. That's perfect.
Well, we know the title of this podcast. There's value in the shit. There it is. Talking. That one wrote itself for you.
Oh God.
Just get that big picture of Jurassic Park in the dumps, and she's like, putting her gloves on, going through it, and the guy that plays the flies, like, he's like disgusted by her, you know.
Somebody just photoshopped Tampa Bay and Carolina right there.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
All right, well, let's go to my best bet, shall we? And I feel weird. I feel weird that I'm going last because you're usually last because your best bets are way better than mine. So
we got to turn yours around. So let's
say that.
This is a good way to go.
I got to turn my best bets around. Give me the Steelers +3 here. Who the hell are the Bengals to get 3 points versus this Steelers team? What the hell? They're 4-7. I don't care if they're at home. I throw the Bengals bye week out the window because the Steelers are coming off a loss in snowy Cleveland, as we all witnessed, and they also have extended rest. Seeing it was Thursday Night Football. Mike Tomlin, 63-36 straight up when coming off a loss in the regular season, and covers the spread at a 57% clip in those spots. And that's courtesy of thecovers.com. Give Tomlin's team the points, which alone is the 65% cash cow since 2007 in those scenarios. And the Steelers are 21-11 ATS as underdogs coming off a loss under Tomlin here. I think that the Pittsburgh defense is going to overwhelm this Bengals offensive line, which has just been putrid, and they rank 26 in pass block rate. And Joe Burrow's been sacked 26 times this year and 43 quarterbacks hits, which is the third most. And look what Pittsburgh's done against elite offenses in the NFL this year. They limited the Commanders to 242 yards in a 28-27 win. And they held Baltimore in check for an 18-16 victory here. So I know that the Bengals have T. Higgins back, and he looked great in his first week back after a multi-week absence. You have the Jamar Chase thing, obviously. But who the hell are the Bengals here? Really? And I'll just throw this little wrinkle in here, this little tuck detail. You heard my cigar smoke earlier. This is from Outkick. This is from Outkick.com.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Bengals coach Zach Taylor has a secret weapon for getting his team to rally starting in December. That would be, ladies and gentlemen, any guesses?
Taking a dump.
Bringing back taking a dump. No, that's not.
Oh no, I was thinking like with the Saints coach. I don't know.
No. What what the fuck? I don't know what just happened.
The wing T offense.
Bengals coach Zach Taylor has a secret weapon for getting his team to rally starting in September. Taking a dump.
All-time line.
It worked for the Saints.
Hey, you said there was value in shit, right?
It's true. There is value in shit. I like the Bengals now. If that's what we're doing on the money line, play the 3, forget it.
Hey, we wasn't kidding when we said there was value in shit. Taking a dump.
No, what is it? No. What is the key to success back from September now?
The Bengals brought back ping pong tables.
Yeah.
Quote, it's December football now. We need everyone to be at their best. Need everyone to have energy when they walk in the building. That creates some competitiveness. There's about all there is to it. Oh. That's what we're banking on with this Bengals team, Zach Taylor. Fucking ping pong tables? Really? In the rec room?
Everyone's playing ping pong. Everyone else will be taking a dump.
Yeah, that's right.
The Steelers are going to be taking a dump on the Bengals while they're playing ping pong. That's what's going to happen.
That's true. I did read that.
That's insane.
That Joe Burrow's like, yeah, ping pong tables are back. Yep. Fucking season's over.
Sweet. The fact that went public is laughable.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Glad the ping pong tables are back, pal. The line's so weird that I don't want to bet the game. Does that make sense? The Bengals are like the definition of insanity. I feel like they've been playing for their season for the last 5 weeks, and they don't win. So I support you. At 3. I think the 3 will matter.
The Steelers really got to position themselves with a tough schedule coming up too. They got Browns next week, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs.
Yeah, they can't fuck
Just
up.
In case I wasn't listening, who's playing quarterback for Pittsburgh?
It's Russ, no? Is he out?
Yeah, I haven't heard otherwise.
Why did Fields play at the end?
Oh, he was just running the ball, a little gadget play because of the snow.
Loves the effect. Snow. Big snow guy.
Snow guy.
Yeah, the gadget really fucking worked.
Yeah, it really worked.
Stick to Russell Wilson, will you?
Agree.
For real. What the hell's going on there?
I don't know.
Let him wet his beak? Like, what are we doing there?
Not sure.
In football games, just stick with Russell Wilson.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Listen, by the way, Russell Wilson, just random take. Did he kind of suck last year but like his numbers were always good.
Good.
He's been good, man.
No, but like I've been beefing about this with people lately.
Yeah.
Dude, when you look at the future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, he's on the list. I'm sorry. Like he's on the list.
Absolutely is. Yep.
I don't know if he makes it, but 2 Super Bowls, dude. And if you can have a nice run with Pittsburgh, who knows, you know? I don't love the guy, but as a 4th or 5th round pick, whatever the fuck he was.
No, he seems like a douche.
He's been an unbelievable career.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was talking about this, but like there's only a few quarterbacks that have actually played in the Super Bowl. So I can pull up my list, but off the top of our heads, we know Rodgers, right? Mm-hmm. Rodgers won 1, Stafford's won 1. Who else? And then there are guys who've been there, like Joe Burrow's been there, Jared Goff has been there. Mm-hmm. But the guys who haven't, are Josh Allen and Lamar.
I mean, he was 1 run away with Marshawn Lynch from winning 2 Super Bowls.
Yep. But Hurts is another one.
Yep.
And Purdy is another. All guys that have been there that haven't won. Russell Wilson's done more than all of those guys.
Yeah. No.
This is what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say is I'm making an argument for Russell Wilson, but the argument's been made.
Oh, yeah.
One of these other guys needs to pass him. I think it's Josh Allen. I don't know. But like Lamar and Josh Allen are like still on this tier of haven't been to a Super Bowl yet. Where they're like, they get all like, Burrow's been to a Super Bowl, but he's mixed in with Hurts and Purdy and all these other guys, while the Stafford is 1, right? Or like even Goff's in that mix. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. Goff,
yeah,
right. 1.
No, Goff. I'm sorry, Stafford went to.
Yeah. Goff lost to the Pats, but Stafford won it with the Bengals.
There you go. Yeah, I was mixing those two up. Still,
still there.
Hasn't. So like Stafford gets the Passover. Like Stafford might be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco's the other one. Joe Flacco's the other one, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
No.
Anyways, that was a tangent.
Yeah, it's good topic though.
Well, any thoughts on the
stick with Russell Wilson. Yeah. Don't, unless he's hurt, don't play. Justin Fields can kiss his ass. Go sit on the bench. You suck.
Yeah. No, I agree completely.
Go learn.
Do you support or go against this pick, Joe?
Ah, fuck. Pittsburgh needs the win. But if the Bengals won last week, I would have wrote them. Shit. They should be favored though. Cincinnati should be favored. I do.
You do think that?
Yeah, I do.
I make them a 1-point favorite.
Okay.
But my number supports you.
All right, guys. Anything else from me? I'm gonna go.
No. Let's just do a quick recap and then run through and then we'll say goodbye. Just real quick, Joe. Real quick. Thanksgiving Lions -10.5. I like the Cowboys. You guys lean Giants. And the over on that one, Joe. Yep, 37.5. Matt was on the Packers. Joe and I were leaning Dolphins +3.5. Official likes for me: Kansas City -12, Pats +2.5. Oh boy. Double like San Francisco +7, Rams -2.5, which also happened to be Matt's best bet. And Matt had Jacksonville +5, Carolina +6.5, value and shit. And Denver -5.5. Best bet for me was Steelers +3. Did I miss anything? Is that it?
That's it, buddy. Nailed it.
Joe, thank you.
Thank you so much buddy.
For coming on and taking the time during your vacation. It's always a blast to have you on, and I hope we can have you on again soon.
Maybe we can do it again.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm usually working around this time doing a radio show.
We usually do middle of the day, Joe.
Oh, really?
You're awake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I am awake during the middle of the day. Well, let's see how the picks go.
Oh, good. You're awake during the middle of the day.
Listen, the Rams better cover. You come in and curse my best bet streak, we're in trouble. But
yeah, I know.
Get it.
But we'll see how the bets do, and if we do well, we'll have to come back.
Come back.
All right.
If I suck, well, then I can still come back, and you can fade.
You can still come back.
Well, Joe, really appreciate it again. You're the best.
Seriously,
and
thank you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving to you and to everybody out there for listening, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Like us, do all that stuff. It really helps us out. Leave us comments. Do all that, please, if you haven't done so already. And that'll do for us. All right? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. All right?
Then memes of dumps.
More memes of dumps. Yes.
There's value in the shit, boys.
Yes. Always remember, there is value in the shit. The more you know. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Joe, thanks, buddy.
Guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
I had so much fun. I didn't realize we've only been doing this for 2 hours.
I couldn't believe I kept looking at my clock. Oh, shit.
We're usually an hour, and that's it. And,
Thanksgiving special.
I'm off, so I barely been in my basement all day. So I'm yapping after my nap. So, all right, let's all go take a dump.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
All right, man.
See you guys.